Want to simplify data flow in SwiftUI? Learn how stacked data structures can streamline your app's navigation, undo action, and state management in just a few minutes. So the structure we'll be implementing will allow last in, first out functionality. So this is the app that we will create. At the moment, David is the first person at the top of the stack. But if I want to add another person to the top of the stack, I can enter the person's name in the text field name field, enter the age, 20, then add the person. So now Andrew is at the top of the stack. If I want to filter or search for all the people in the stack, I just type in the search box, type a character, for example E, click on the find by name button, and then it finds all the names of people that contains the letter E: Alice, Charlie, Andrew. So the next thing I'll show you how to do is to remove the person from the stack. Since Andrew is the first one on top of the stack, if I click on the remove top person button, this person will be removed from the stack. Now David is the first person in the stack, and just to show that Andrew has been removed from the stack, I'll type in Andrew's name in the search button, and it doesn't exist, as you can see. So this is the app that we will create in this tutorial. The first thing we need to do is to create a new person struct. Select Swift file, name the file person, struct person, let name string, let age int. Next thing we need to do is to create our struct that's called stack. So we need to create a new file, Swift file, and name the file stack. Then type in the following: struct, public struct, stack, element, and the purpose of line 10 is to define a generic parameter allowing stacks to store any type of element. That's why we have the keyword element on lines 10. This flexibility enables the stack to hold a variety of data types such as string, integer, or custom types, our own objects. Private var storage element so that initializes an empty array to store the stack elements. Public init which is our default initializer to create a new instance of the stack. Public init element which is an array of elements. Storage is equal to elements. And the purpose of line 16 is an initializer to create a stack from an array of elements. Public mutating function push element storage append element. And the purpose of line 20 is to add an element to the top of the stack. At discardable results, public mutating func element, which can be optional, return storage, pop last. So lines 24 removes and returns the topmost element from the stack, and it returns nil if the stack is empty. Public func peak element return storage last. The purpose of line 29 is to return the topmost element without removing it from the stack. And then the next one we need to add is public var is empty. Rule peak equals nil. The purpose of that method is to return true if the stack is empty. Otherwise, it returns false. The next thing we need to do is to add an extension to provide stack functionality that's specific to the person elements, so that we can filter and search by name. So we add this after lines 38, make it a bit neater. Extension stack where element is equal to person, function find by name, that contains the name that we're trying to find, and then it will return a person object, an array of people. Let's search name equals name dot lower case return storage filter $.0 name lowercase contains search name. So this ensures that it will work in any case that we type in, lowercase or uppercase. I'll just compile it. In the next tutorial, we will add the stack view model. Thank you for joining us. If you found this tutorial helpful, please comment, like and subscribe. See you next week.